Good morning, 49er fans, and happy Grumpy Monday to you. If you're unfamiliar with Grumpy Monday, this has been something I've been doing on Instagram for years now, where after every loss, this is typically the first post you will see on my Instagram. Again, it's probably been going 3-4 years now. So, this SpongeBob meme, I figured let's bring it to YouTube. But not only that, obviously, the point of the video isn't SpongeBob, it's Brock Purdy giving credit to Brian Flores for his exotic defense. As we know, Flores' defense is known across the league for disguising coverages and a high blitz rate, and obviously gave the San Francisco 49ers fits. So, in this video caught by Matt Lively, you can see Brock giving credit to Brian Flores after the game with this quote. Take a listen to it right here. Great job, and to be honest, Brock isn't lying. They talked about it heading into the week. Obviously, Brock spoke about him playing against this defense last year and clearly still giving them some trouble. One of the things with this scheme is they are so good at disguising, showing one thing pre snap, rolling into something else post snap, obviously bringing a lot of pressures. And one of the things that we saw pretty consistently was the offensive line getting confused with where to pass off stunts. So it was a situation where obviously I think the whole offense in general was struggling with the scheme. It wasn't just Brock, wasn't just the offensive line. It was everyone, Kyle included. So I like that Brock Purdy is humble enough to give credit where credit is due. I've seen some people making a big deal about like, oh, why would he say that? It's like these guys are football players. They show respect. That's just how it works after the game. They're not fans. They're not petty. At least not all of them. There is some moments where, yes, players are petty and rightfully so. But in this instance where Brock Purdy's giving credit to Brian Flores for his scheme, again, it aligns with what we heard before this game. So they knew it coming in. And as they saw it in real time, definitely was a challenge. So I've talked about this after the game, but I agree moving forward that this was a good test to have in week 2. The reason why is because it allows the 49ers to see things on tape that other teams are going to see as well. And so it gives them an opportunity to make corrections. It gives them an opportunity to understand where the weaknesses were and understand that other teams are going to try to attack that most likely by replicating some of the things that Brian Flores did. So, what you can learn is obviously, okay, well, we didn't do this very well, and we got to work on this. And to me, that's a silver lining because you get that information early and it gives you time to make the proper adjustments. It gives you the coaching points. It gives you the specifications to where your scheme was taken advantage of so that you can close those holes. And so I think although it was an unfortunate loss and it wasn't the best performance by all three phases, from an offensive standpoint, going up against a defense of that caliber with that creative of a scheme, it again gives you information that maybe you didn't have heading into this season. So it's another opportunity for this team to get better, for this team to improve and continue to attack. So I know a lot of people when a loss happens, it's the sky is falling, the sky is falling. I get it, I understand. You never like to see a loss, and you don't want to lose to Sam Darnold. And again, all the optics of the game aren't ideal. But I can't say, I've been saying for years now, the first 4 weeks are like a glorified preseason for the starters. So for this team, they're still getting up to speed. They're still getting in the groove. They're still finding their rhythm. Offensively, they ran into a buzzsaw, and hey, it got the better of them. So the beauty is that it's a long season. There's still plenty of games, and there's still plenty of time to get back on track. So there were positives to take away. There were things that the 49ers clearly need to work on and improve on to get better. But again, I think this was just another opportunity to learn and another opportunity to show something on tape that you can actually kind of take some stuff away from that you can implement moving forward so that if another team tries to throw it at you, you're a little bit more ready for it. But I'm curious to know what you guys thought of Brock Purdy showing some love to Brian Flores, giving him his flowers for his scheme and all those different types of things. Are you kind of the mindset like don't don't praise your opponent like that's the enemy, don't say nice things to him, or do you look at it more of a sign of sportsmanship, more of a sign of Brock Purdy's humility in these situations, and understanding that hey, sometimes sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you. It's just how that's the nature of the NFL. That's why we go out and we play the games. You know, if we could predict every game on paper, like, it wouldn't be any fun. That's why they go out and play. Everyone, I'm sure, had this game penciled in as a W heading into this one. But again, the 49ers haven't won in Minnesota since 92. I was 3 years old. And the dry spell continues. So we'll see. We'll see if the 49ers will be able to get back in there, get the dub, get out of there. But unfortunately, it didn't happen this past weekend. And again, we still got time to get into the tape and get a better look at why all this stuff happened. But as it stands right now, there's definitely things the 49ers need to clean up. There's definitely things 49ers need to improve on from, I would say, an execution standpoint. Um, hey, it's early. That's the silver lining here is that this type of loss happened, you know, at the end of the year, obviously we'd be a little bit more concerned. We'd have a little bit more like, "Ooh, this not ideal." But again, as it stands right now, it's not ideal either. But there we can throw the butt around. It's early. There's still time. Deep breaths, everyone. Woosah. It's going to be okay. The San Francisco 49ers, we're going to get back on track, hopefully against the Rams next week. They go down to Levi's South for a home game on the road. And obviously the Rams are banged up. So, not there's no really baked in excuses if the 49ers lose to the Rams. Like, whereas obviously some can perceive what I'm saying as an excuse, but more so of the fact of looking at the broader picture. If you go to the Rams and you lose there, there's obviously going to be bigger questions involved. But let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.